when you did do pottery, was it like, oh my goodness, this is it? Or was it like, I like a little bit of everything, but I am best at pottery, so I'm going to do pottery?
It's a good question. So I always felt connected to drawing and painting, but I didn't realize how much more I could be connected to expressing myself through art until I picked up clay. And then when I picked up clay, it was like, this is what I am like meant to do. Like, I feel like it is my passion, but it's also something that calms me. I just feel way more connected to this medium than any other medium I've worked with.
And I love that. I love that, like, I love that there's an actual thing there,
Yeah.
right? Because I just have to come out and say it. When it comes to art, I am clueless. And not only am I clueless, I am willfully clueless, right? I don't want to get into the details of art. And that's just a personal, from an outsider's perspective. Never taken an art class outside of like the mandatory stuff in like middle school.
Yeah.
I never had a thing for it, but that's just because I've always been horrible at drawing. And that's all kids, introduction into art, right? So drawing and coloring, and I've been horrible at both. How much of art do you think is talent, you were born with it, and how much of it is skill, if you had to?
That's a great question. Nature, nurture.
Yes.
So for me, it's just like in my household, it's like the air I breathe. My dad is a musician, my mom is a painter, my brother's very creative. So it's like, I don't really know what it would be like if I wasn't raised this way, but I do know that it really is something that I connect to, and yeah, I don't know.
So what I'm trying to say is, when you went to school, do you think there was a huge difference from you going into an actual class and learning this is the skills behind making a pot, making a plate? Or do you think you naturally were good at that, and then the skills took you from like 85% to 100%? Or like, how much did you actually learn from the class versus you being on your own and it coming to you?
I learned a lot in my classes about skills and techniques, but in terms of having like your own creative vision, that's something that every single person has. So you don't think you're that creative or that good in drawing and painting from your middle school days, but you may actually have something unique that I don't have, or that other people who consider themselves as artists don't have, because you have this raw approach where you are just like, it's just, you do what you know how to do. It's just like, everyone has their own creative style.
Yes.
It's like a fingerprint, you know,
Yes.
like I can't replicate yours, you can't replicate mine. And I don't know, it's just, I think people are too hard on themselves if they're not artists. They don't think they can be qualified as an artist, like you said that, of course, but like there were people in my college classes who had to take an art class for their major and ended up providing these perspectives that were amazing and like totally, something we didn't expect.
Of course.
So